Greetings everyone, this is an unboxing and quick review of the Chuwi HI10, the successor to the VI10. Now, after a number of launch delays and some first batch blues from the China market, I finally received my tablet a couple of weeks ago from gearbest.com. First off, the box, as you can see, is very minimalistic, as we've come to expect from Chuwi. When we open it up, we see that the tablet is actually encased in a translucent plastic package. Now, there's very little material protecting the actual tablet, so consider finding a seller that adds some additional protection or custom packaging. Now, GearBest wrapped mine in a lot of bubble wrap and placed everything inside another box, which seems to have been enough to get it to me safely. The only other things inside the box are the charger, and the manual, as well as some other documents that you're probably not going to work with for the rest of the time. Now, based on my experience with the charger and the number of complaints from the rest of the internet, there seems to be some issues with this charger. So basically, it may have some trouble keeping up with the battery drain when the tablet is in use. So you might need to get a better 2-amp charger for gaming or for heavy use. Back to the tablet. From the front, we see the 10.1-inch 1920 by 1200 IPS screen, a defining feature of this tablet because of the 16 by 10 aspect ratio. Personally, I think this makes it more practical because of the additional vertical screen real estate for Word documents and other similar things. It's also important to note that this tablet is actually physically smaller than the VI10. The screen itself is not Gorilla Glass, but should withstand the stresses of daily use. However, I'd still recommend getting a screen protector in case you worry about that sort of thing. Up top, we have a 2-megapixel front camera. Barely good enough for video calls, so you might need to keep your phones handy for any serious photography. To the right, we see the Windows button that you can use to pop up the Start menu. Now, next we flip it over towards the back. The first thing that you might notice is that the tablet is completely plastic. Now, it seems that Chuwi has traded away the premium look and feel in favor of a more practical design. So obviously, it doesn't look quite as good as the VI10. However, it is a bit lighter. And in addition, the textured matte surface actually reduces your worries of fingerprints or accidental scratching or cracking. Now, despite being plastic, it surprisingly feels a little bit sturdy with very little flex, except on the sides. Now, up top, we have the 2-megapixel rear camera. Another reminder that this is a more serious work tablet. Now, flipping it over towards the top side, we see that we have the power button and the volume rocker. Another thing that you notice if you're familiar with the VI10 is that they've done away with the steel borders that made the VI10 stand out. It's disappointing from an aesthetic standpoint, but I guess the bezel does make the tablet look and feel just a little bit slimmer. Now, over on the left side, we actually see an orgy of ports. Now, in order, we get a 3.5mm headphone jack, a micro HDMI port, your USB 2.0 port, micro USB, USB 3.0 Blue port, and the micro SD card slot. Now, this connectivity is probably one of the biggest reasons to get the tablet. No need to bring around a set of adapters and connector hubs. Pretty good selling point, at least until USB-C gains more widespread use in the next few years. Next, on the bottom side, are the docking holes and the pogo pins for the official keyboard dock. See? And about nothing else. Now, honestly, one of the more disappointing feature changes will be on the next side. Now here, on the right side, you'll see both of these speaker holes for the left and right stereo speakers. Now, this is disappointing because on the VI10, they had very good practical left and right stereo separation with the speaker holes on both the left and the right side of the tablet. This time, you'll get all of them on the right side. So the sound will be not as good and will probably be a little bit tinny. But I guess, as with most tablets, you're most likely to use your headphones for any serious media consumption. Now, let's turn this baby on to preview the actual specs. Now, I actually bought this as a gift, so I won't be removing the temporary screen protector just yet. Hopefully, it doesn't detract too much from the actual review. Now, as you can see, the screen itself is actually quite bright and definitely a step above of the VI10. Now, heading over to the System Information tab, we see that we have access to all 4 GB of RAM. So this is actually from the fixed batch with a 64-bit BIOS in OS. As you can see, it's also running on the Cherry Trail 14nm Z8300 Intel Atom CPU, running at 1.44 GHz. Out of the box, we get around 41 GB of free space to work around with, given what Windows eats up out of the 64 GB raw memory. Now, this is supposedly expandable by about 128 GB to the micro SD card. However, I've had issues trying to run any SDXC cards on this system. Now, it might just be some driver issues, so we'll stay tuned for any updates on that. So that's it for now. I might do a follow-up review with stress tests and benchmarks at another time. So this has been a quick unboxing and review of the Chuwi HI10. If you wish to order one for yourself, head on over to gearbest.com, where they currently have it on for around $177 with regular shipping, or $182 with free 1-week expedited shipping on certain models.